My name is Shayne, and I was diagnosed at age 20 with ovarian cancer. And during my diagnosis was a time of awakening for me. How do you go through life knowing that you're going to have a hysterectomy, you're getting married, you're going to have a hysterectomy? And while many people were planning their weddings and planning their life with their best friend and having children, I was looking at a hysterectomy and chemo treatments, and I didn't know what my life was going to hold from there.
Karen, it's a pleasure to meet with you. So tell us a little more about your journey as a survivor and as the co-founder of WSA, which is the Women's Survivor Alliance.
The Women's Survivors Alliance was founded upon the fact that I struggled, being such a young age, with having good coping materials, good materials I could get my hands on, life applications. I was so busy fighting the cancer, I didn't really know how to deal with life after cancer. So I was also a healthcare administrator, and I had an opportunity through my journey to truly experience a journey from both sides of the table. I was an administrator on one side, and I was a cancer patient on the other. Mm-hmm. And I realized how incredibly different being on each side of that desk really is. Mm-hmm. And because of that, I co-founded an organization called the Women's Survivors Alliance, which gives women materials, real life materials. It's about life application. It's about survivorship, discussing survivorship issues. And I did it primarily for women because, number one, I am one. And number two, women heal differently. Women and men, it's not necessarily cancer specific, it's gender specific. Women and men deal with their cancer and deal with their survivorship very, very differently. And through this journey, I realized how amazing it is when women come together and they form that community and they learn to heal, and they themselves learn in their own little way how to create a second life after having cancer.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So just in learning more about you, please tell us about Survivorville and Second Act, and how can survivors in Houston be a part of these fabulous programs and initiatives that you have?
When the Women's Survivors Alliance was formed, we looked at many different ways that we could address survivorship issues. Survivorship was a new term. It was mainly about the fight. But as many women that have had cancer, we can cure cancer tomorrow, but still we'll all be survivors. Mm-hmm. And we'll all have survivor issues. So the Women's Survivors Alliance was founded because we knew we could create that community. Mm-hmm. And in doing so, I, as an administrator, had to have all these educational credits. So I went to many conventions. And I heard a lot about the cancer journey, but not the life after cancer. Mm-hmm. And I found what was absent was the voice of the survivor. And I decided I'm going to create a different convention of sorts. So we did. Me and my co-founder Judy jumped in there and created an event called Survivorville. And
that's a beautiful name, by the way.
I love Survivorville. I think it makes an incredible statement.
Yes.
But it's an event where women can come together as the journey will allow. And it's not about one cancer. It's about all women, all ages, all stages, all different cancers. Mm-hmm. And really addressing the issues of survivorship and how they can create their second act. And in formulating this organization, we realized that that's what these women were doing, was creating a second act. Mm-hmm. So we created a stage show. The stage show is called My Second Act, Survivor Stories from the Stage. And it comes from the stories of women who are taking their life back after cancer and really embracing their survivorship. That stage show is a local stage show made up of women survivors who write their essays and then perform their essays live. It is so inspiring. It's so amazing. It is so emotional. And these women are so proud to share their story. And it's not about the actual journey. It's about what they're doing with their life after cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And it just fit perfectly into Survivorville. It fit perfectly into the mission of the Women Survivors Alliance. And we are watching it grow. And we'd love to bring it to Houston. There's my plug. We'd love to bring it to Houston one day.
That'd be really good because we have a big community, not just in Houston, but ovarian survivors that follow us on our Facebook and Twitter pages all across the country. So tell us about your Chicago act that you just did and where all are you going next so that we can spread this message, get the word out to our community of women, not just in Houston, but all across the country.
The Stories from the Stage is growing tremendously. We started in Nashville at Gaylord Opryland during Survivorville in 2014. We then expanded into Chicago, and in 2015, we have hit Chicago. We are going to Birmingham, we're going to Atlanta, we're going back to Nashville, and we're going to Phoenix.
That's fabulous.
And then in 2016, we're going to continue to grow. But the Survivor Stories from the Stage, it's truly about women telling their stories and empowering others. It's something that is hard to describe. It is very emotional and it's very amazing.
So the Survivorville that's coming up on June 5th. So how many attendees are you expecting this year? And tell us a little more about your upcoming event.
2015 will be the third year of Survivorville. Over the past 2 years, we've welcomed 2,000 women from 49 states and 5 countries. This year, we're expanding it into National Cancer Survivors Day. So the date for Survivorville this year is June 5th through the 7th. June 7th is National Cancer Survivors Day, and we're doing it in downtown Nashville, and it should be amazing. We're expecting over 10,000 people.
Oh my God, that's a big number.
We're expecting,
congratulations.
Yeah, we're expecting over 10,000 people, and we are so excited to see this movement, this survivorship movement, grow. And we're so proud, not just for women, but for men also on National Cancer Survivors Day, to watch this thing grow and to watch these men, women, BFFs, loved ones, aunts, uncles, families. We're excited to see what survivorship voices can do as one.
That is just incredible, Karen. So just tell us about, you are such an incredible woman doing such incredible things. We are very privileged to have your time today. So tell us about your best and worst moment as a survivor, and tell us how it has made you wiser and stronger.
I believe my journey is no different than anyone else who have heard the words, "You have cancer." The day I heard it, I was 20 years old. And again, I was looking at my life as a wife and a mother, and all of a sudden, it stopped. I will never forget that day. You don't forget that day. The best moment of my life as a survivor is learning what it really means.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the day where in the moment, just like I was in the doctor's office, I remember the day that I embraced the word survivor. And it's been the best moment of my life. And now I get to pay it forward, and I get to give back. And I can't imagine how awesome it would be if every survivor, the 8 million women that are out there, said we're taking our life back after cancer. Cancer doesn't end when treatment does. Survivorship begins, and that you take with you a lifetime.
Thank you, Karen. We are really honored and privileged to have you as one of our survivor nominees at our gala this year. What message would you like to give to our audience and our community on survivorship?
I think the impact and the legacy I want to leave is survivorship issues are real. Cancer doesn't end when treatment does. Survivorship is a new opportunity to hit the reset button of your life. Take it. You'll never look back.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Yay!